talk about FOMO, by the way, which is most of you probably know it's a fear of missing out, but it will, I hope it will connect to fear in general and some sort of like good responses. Why fear is good. With this is for you. This is especially for you. Why fear is actually good response. And basically, I don't know, some of you were in the SUV call, and I was talking there, so you know my approach. I'm more like everything is fine kind of person, and then dig deeper and find what's the problem, instead of like no. And I'm having my personal battle with the idea of traders that just don't have emotions or can do it without them. I think they manage the emotions rather than don't have them. Thank you, by the way, BNA, for helping me technically, because
Yeah,
yeah.
for
So
sure, for sure.
we're gonna have like let's say 3 minutes, okay, like 10 p.m. So if anyone wants to grab a tea or coffee or anything, just you have about 3 minutes before I start, and then I talk quickly. So then you can be lost if you're not here from the beginning, but I believe you. So if it takes longer, that's going to be okay. Yeah. So we have like 2 minutes now. And we are recording as well.
Yeah, recording started.
You will need We will need to edit it out. Me
Yeah,
asking.
we
No, I
will.
will. No, no, don't do that. Like, fuck it. Um, all right. Yeah. I'm going to, from time to time, check my notes because I want to these calls to be more structured. But just so you know, in the B Club, we are often like opening the stage and talking about anything. So, by the way, this is the thing. Like, I'm thinking what best things I can actually provide here for you. So, in any case, if you have some sort of wishes and questions for me, I'm going to introduce myself in a few moments, but like from the psychotherapy points of view or psychology, whatever, just let us know, because then we can actually provide things that is valuable for you. I'm not here to just like talk to myself, just I want it to be useful. And another thing is, we had just before on SUF, I joined the SUF stream, which was amazing, by the way. And I wanted to like just show you guys trading, and it starts. We randomly start talking about jealousy in relationships. So if by any chance you want to have this sort of talk, like you have some sort of, you want to have the call and then we can talk about anything, we can do that. Why not? I'm punk anyway, so we can do that. We used to do it in the B Club. We were just having call and then we were chit chatting, so we can do another thing. But today I have something prepared for you, and I'm very proud of this, so we are going to do this. Sorry. Okay, so we are talking about FOMO. It's going to start. I'm yeah, jealousy. We were talking about jealousy there. Yes. So yeah, so I'm psychotherapist in training. I'm in Gestalt modality. I also work with couple. I have attachment wounds trainings and other things that are not absolutely not important here as a matter of trading. But I'm also emotional educator, and I also work with embodied emotions, which means like actually real thing. Like the emotions are not some sort of like name that you glued and then you are intellectually understanding them. Probably most of you know that emotions are more like instinctual. You feel them in the body somehow, and then there are different reactions. And basically emotions are just information. Okay, so I'm also helping people and training with them so they can like be more accepting for themselves, learn how to deal with this, how to recognize, how to accept, and then how to react in the way that just makes their life easier, right? And if not easier, maybe even better. Like I believe in that we shouldn't survive, we should actually thrive. So FOMO is a thing as well, and it causes a lot of suffering, as most of you probably know, because if you're trading at least a bit, you already made some FOMO decisions and then regretted them. And I think it's a like obviously it's an emotional response, although it's very often understood as a market phenomenon, right? So we talk about the FOMO in the market, but FOMO is not really like market thing that much. It's an emotional response as a source. And today I will show you quickly the benefits and the drawbacks of FOMO, which I think is very interesting to see that it might be good or bad and how it is in training. And I'm trying to, and I have two surprises for you. I'm going to give you a little short experiential, which means we will make some sort of we'll make exercise, little exercise here. If you want to join, you don't have to, but we will do so you can know your FOMO better. And at the end of at the end, I'm going to give you something that you can like take with you, and then you can use it later on. Yeah, like push-ups. We can do push-ups, although I cannot do push-ups. And I am actually no, not a homework, like cheat sheet, so you can check the things. We're not going to do push-ups. Although I'm training a lot, but I still cannot do push-ups. Anyways, okay, so at the very beginning, like how many of you had this fear of missing out? This is the first question. If you can give me like, is there anyone who never ever felt it? Like, just give me like someone is like, what is this? Like, who felt this? Yeah, fear of woman. Fear of woman might be also fear of missing out. like we lately we said about we were talking about fear, so fear of missing out is like a bit narrower. Impulses from my life. Yeah, okay. And how many of you acted on FOMO? This is more interesting. So you felt FOMO and it started digging in your mind, and at the beginning you're like, no, 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 I'm not doing that. And then after a while you think that this is the best decision ever, and like you do it now or never. I only acted when I was a kid. Someone is doing this entry. My entry is your take profit. Yeah. Okay. So I did it as well. Just so you know, I did as well. There is a bad devil. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so basically FOMO is this fear of urgency. Yeah, like you have this feel of opportunity that's happening right now, and so it's like you need to do it now. You think this is the best opportunity. Your view is very narrowed on any sort of context or any sort of bigger picture. Okay, so it's very narrow, and there's also this thing that it will never happen again. Okay, so I think this sums it up. So if you think about it, um, a lot of things influence that, and all of those things are just like really. This is what makes us humans, like the things that we get influenced by those things. So we have like the wanting to do what everybody does is actually comes from very basic things like survival instincts firstly. So like everybody are running, and I don't do like rational things like, why are they running? Is this a real danger? If I see like huge amount of people running, then I run, right? It's like the survival instincts. Also, if there is this FOMO of some sort of, I will. That's why I'm scared of you are continuing that so much. We need to make a love live stream, I think, one day. Anyways, so there is a fear of missing out, which means I'm kind of scared of the pain I can feel when I'm going to miss it. By the way, guys, listen to what I say here because you can somehow maybe apply this to your love life. Although I'm not going to make this thought in my head how are you, but I'm very often saying some universal things. So there's the fear of pain that I will feel if I'm going to miss it. There is the survival instincts of everybody moving and I'm going to move. And there is also very, very important the thing about social belonging, right? Because if all of my friends are saying we are in this trade or we bought this meme coin or whatever, I also want to have it, right? And I don't think about that, it's a bit late to buy it. I'm just thinking that, I want to do it. And also, if I see all the YouTubers and all of this like information going on that everybody has this and everybody are on this, and then I'm not on this, it's sort of makes sense for you to want to be on this ship, right? So when I say this like this, can you see that it somehow makes sense? I'm not saying that good things come out of that, but I really want you to understand. And we were also talking about this about jealousy, right? Like very often in some sort of context, those really hurtful things we do make sense, right? Okay, so do you get it? Let me know if it's clear that like if you think about like belonging and the fear of pain of missing the thing, and then feel of urgency, and then like potential opportunity as well, and then I also be like my friends, and also I want to survive and everybody are doing this, like it makes sense to FOMO in, right? So this is basically what FOMO is. And as you could see also, it makes you like, and we also have a market hype, like, right? We have this herd mentality, we have this impulse. And impulse, as I said, remember, I'm going to repeat it very often, but if you have sense of urgency, it's very often that it stems from fear. There is not that many decisions, and I mean it, even though I know I'm talking to traders, when you cannot wait. Not many of those situations. You probably all know that price is going back to one place a lot of times. So unless this is like really rare situation, you have those few minutes or even few hours, or maybe if this is hard for you to go into very short amount of short time trades, maybe you are just meant to do something longer. But anyways, very often if you have this sense of urgency, that means you are in fear. And it will be very universal. It will be with market buying, selling, all of those stuff. This is how market makers will actually manipulate you, and this is the mentality, the primal instincts that they will want to bring up in you. But it will also apply to any of your things, like saying, like doing something in your job, like being like, I need to do it now because otherwise I need to, yeah, I need to do it now, right? Okay. Or I need to talk to someone, I need to now to fight with my girlfriend. The same thing. If you think that there is urgency, usually means you are in this like fear-based, very basic survival instinct, when you think basically world is on fire. And in most situations it's not, unless it is, then you run. Okay, like this is that simple. Okay, and the last talk we had, I was talking about the brain functions and about the primal reptile brain. I'm not going to repeat myself. We are recording this, so it's going to be on YouTube sooner or later. But why would I fight to someone? This I understand, but if you talk about fight flight response, this is the response. So FOMO is like action. I need to action now, and it makes sense in a way. Okay, so what are the good sides of FOMO? Let's think about those. Do you have any idea what good sides of FOMO are there? Because when I was like, there are good sides, obviously, because I know there's good sides to anything that comes, like it makes sense. Do you have any idea? I was having a problem with this one. Uh, yeah. Do you have any idea why FOMO might be actually useful? Okay. I see you don't have the good side to everything. Um, I'm not saying good or bad is very tricky, because when I say that things are good but bad, it's already moral, somehow moral judgment. But most of the reaction makes sense, and most of the emotion are information. So in that way, they are very often useful and they show us something. So it does this matter. They're like usually good. For my second-hand emotion, I'm happy when the market is down. Yeah, okay. I will not digress. Can be good because, yeah, someone is saying something. Oh, thank you so much. Like because it will teach us a lesson why we shouldn't FOMO. Yeah, this is one thing. This is doing you are describing something that I'm hoping we are arrive at. Like, what can you take from that? But even when you feel FOMO, the FOMO is interesting because FOMO will increase your alertness. So check this out, right? Like this sort of being focused on what's happening and being more aware of opportunities is not a bad thing. And if you also think about it, this ability of ours to actually feel the group, like I can feel something is in the market, everybody are talking about this. Okay, so this is popular, this is valuable information. If I wouldn't be a social creature and I wouldn't have a FOMO, it wouldn't just stop me. I would just go, and not see that. But because I have it, I'm like, I can kind of like stop, I can watch, and I can be alert, and then I can, and I can assess, right? So it increases our alertness, like every survival response. It makes us somehow activated, right? So usually when we are activated, we are more stupid and more stronger. Like we are for fight or flight or run. But let's say that you can become sharper as well. It also motivates action rather than paralysis. We were talking about the fear last time, and we were talking about this reaction of like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. FOMO is sort of active, which is interesting because this activeness, this like capacity of activeness is something interesting that we can use. When I feel FOMO, I usually have a lot more energy. I don't have to use this energy for trading and for doing stupid decisions, but this energy is a substance, right? It's something I can use. It also it reflects this like kind of like healthy good desire to grow and succeed. If you think about it, when I see someone succeeding and I feel FOMO, well, this is, oh my God, this is a jealousy talk. Oh, that's true. Like it informs me of my needs, right? So I want this. I want to feel that thing. Usually when we want something, we don't want this because like some logical reasons. We want this because we want to feel that way. We want to feel the way we imagine ourselves feeling when we are going to have it, right? Like complicated one. So like when we want something, we want it because we imagine we are going to feel a certain way when we have it. That's why we want to have it. We don't want to have a thing, we want to have a feeling, right? Even when it comes to, I want money because I want to survive. I want to have this calmness and relaxedness and just safety, right? So, in a way, FOMO also will show us some sort of direction of what we want. So, yet again, this is like jealousy. It can point us inward and see what we want to do. So if someone is like having this spot position forever and I'm FOMOing in because I think, oh, it's on the top, but I'm going to buy in a way, it informs me that I would like to be one of those people who are going to stay there through the bear market and actually invest. And maybe I cannot do it now. Like usually in FOMO, that's the thing. Like I want to do it quickly because I'm this narrow visioned kind of fearful person feeling that there is no other opportunity. But underneath might be very nice anchor to remember and to try to provide to yourself. What are the FOMO feels like horse glasses whenever you call that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's very narrow. Do you think FOMO is unavoidable psychological weakness or can be completely eliminated through discipline experience? And if so, do you personally ensure you've never making impulsive decision based on it? No, I feel FOMO. Everybody feels FOMO. I think that oh, by the way, Rehan, I think that what you say is this narrative of this idea that we can actually discipline ourselves into some sort of robot who doesn't feel certain way. Um it's it's very compelling narrative because it gives us this feeling that we don't have to be human anymore and gives us the feeling that we can be beyond human. But I do think that this is just double-edged swords because you will always be human and you will always feel things. So if you go at war with yourself and try to discipline yourself, then you somehow also disconnect from yourself and you become really mean for yourself. And after a while, you will get tired of this and then you binge usually on your break and you burn out. So this sort of tension, if you have this idea of kind of like fighting with yourself and disciplining and just like creating a sculpture of yourself, look, when you say this, the energy is very strict, right? And strictness really takes a lot of energy, guys. Like when you hear it, I hope it makes sense. Like being very mean and very strict with yourself, it's a lot of energy, okay? You are not your friend. You need to control so much and stuff. So this sort of structure, it's really hard to provide, okay? It's just unsustainable. So it's much better to accept your FOMO, to ease into that, to understand it, and to learn how to do it differently. Because this way, and this is what I can actually say that I'm feeling because I'm working on myself in this way, then it becomes like not an impulse I need to fight with, but more like an information. So I don't have this urgency that much, or if I feel the urgency, I'm more curious than angry or strict or disciplined. And then I have whole bunch of options what to do with this that I'm going to provide for you as well. And in this way, it's more like I don't want to cut it out or not to feel this because you cannot. Like very often, like clients go to psychotherapists and they are saying like I'm feeling sad and angry. I don't want to feel this anymore, and this is impossible. It's just like you are human and you need those emotions. You need to feel sad because this is when you are reflective and you are making your progress, because you are sad, you are thinking of consequences and everything. We are smarter when you are sad, by the way. Our IQ is much higher when we are sad. And you need anger because you need to fight from time to time. So you will always feel that. But you can change your relationship to this. And with changing your relationship, it becomes much easier. It's just like it's not controlling your life anymore. So I hope it makes sense. I'm going to go back to you because I want to also say about bad sides of FOMO. So I said the good sides of FOMO, right? So like this awareness kind of thing, you're aware of opportunities. It gives you the information about the needs you have. Also, it can like it can like just underline your desire of just like being growing and succeeding, and it motivates you, which is very nice. And it also, what is really interesting, it helps develop the market intuition, right? So this sort of feeling, like being connected to your feeling and being like, oh my god, I would like to FOMO in, can be amazing information that a lot of people are doing the same, which is information about sentiment of market, right? And basically trending, um, how market makers do. So like you sort of trading against the sentiment, or you sort of like aware of sentiment, because of this you make your future decisions, is the best way of trading, because you are ahead of the game. And to do so you need to be human and you need to feel that, because this is the way how you actually know, right? So FOMO can be information. And negative sides of FOMO, obviously some of them are really obvious, like of course it's like impulsive emotional trading. You don't do strategy based decisions at all. You just like following right now, like whatever, like stupid glasses, and you go. It creates enormous amount of anxiety and stress, and it keeps you alert, right? So this becomes this sort of, and who had that? I think most of you know this feeling, like you are checking charts, you are, because you kind of feel like the moment you do it, maybe you are happy, but then sooner it goes the other way, and then you are not sure, and then like it's a double trouble kind of thing. And after a while it creates burnout, right? Because you FOMO in, you lose, and or you don't lose, but the stress is just draining you out. And also it's you are like chasing trends, not sticking to the plan. And it also what and I think this is what Rehan, it's like you're kind of I don't want to put some things in your mind, but a lot of in your mouth. I mean, you didn't say that, but the FOMO reinforces the self-doubt and insecurity. And very often if we doubt ourselves or we are insecure in a way, then we create those wars with ourselves, because who would you fight with? Who would you discipline? You would discipline only the person that you don't trust, and you doubt the person, and you think they need this like harsh treating, because otherwise they will fail you, right? So this self-trust, or lack of self-trust, then builds up. So if you actually, let's say, suffer from FOMO, it will increase your lack of self-trust that is probably already here, right? Because everybody has some sort of lack of self-trust. We are not living in utopia, and our emotional education is shit. So most of us start with some sort of really bad vision of themselves. So okay, so as I said, FOMO is logical. It's just responsive response. Okay. One thing I wanted to say. I know what I wanted to say. I wanted to say also about this very interesting thing that the things that FOMO feels out, like the decision made out of FOMO, are really useful for us in a way of like local kind of feelings. And this is also important for understand, and this might be interesting for you guys. And this will also, again, oh my god, I'm having so much fun connecting trading to love life. Sorry, but I'm a troll. But this is the same thing with relationships. Okay, so we don't like uncertainty. Okay, and we don't like unpredictability. So when there is a moment when we kind of like don't know, and market is like this, we don't know, like sometimes there are moments of uncertainty, you don't really know, like those all those consolidations last time that comes, then you have manipulation up and down and everybody are wrecked and then it goes some direction. Like all this part is like, look at what's happening, like you don't wait for the information, you feel like, yeah, it's going to go up, or yeah, it's going to go down. Oh my God. And then you convince yourself into that. And then you position yourself without actual information. Fear of missing out. FOMO is fear of missing out, someone's asking. Uh, and then, you position yourself in this sort of consolidation that is really undecided uh, because you convince yourself about the certain outcome. And look at this, like this is you trying to deal with your own anxiety by convincing yourself that you know the outcome. So, and the same can go like when you text someone and you don't know if they will text or like it or not, and then you kind of like convince yourself that they like it or not, and then you become texting. Or either way, you are like angry with them, so they are like, hi, how are you, fuck you, because you already had this whole conversation in your head. And this conversation in your head, if it makes sense, it fills this void of uncertainty because we hate this as humans. Okay, we hate this. We have huge need of control. Okay, so when we try to control outcomes, then as it happens, we do stupid impulsive decision, we are losing context, and we are getting into this double trouble kind of thing. So that's it. Like when you think about it, if you have all this knowledge right now and you kind of start to get the FOMO as something like, yeah, okay, well, I'm a social creature. I want to be included. I'm afraid of pain of losing something, blah, blah, blah. And also I'm in some sort of fear response because everybody are doing something. And this is natural for me to get really activated then. And also I don't know what to do. So I'm creating some sort of, um, like situation when I know, like I kind of convince myself that I know. Then when you are aware of this, you can just stop, you can zoom out, and you are like, okay, so what does it tell me? And before I'm going to tell you what it might actually tell you, I would like to invite you for a quick exercise. It's not a big exercise, but I'm going to give you something that I'm giving for a lot of people. It's quite popular, which is like inner tales, and I'm going to invite you to like sort of really quick imaginary exercise. Okay? Are you up to that? You will need to like close your eyes and imagine a something. I will tell you, imagine something, and then you will have a quick conversation in it. Do you want to do this? Tell me, because if don't, I'm not going to do this for you. Let me know. Yeah, you're going to talk to voices in your head. Yeah, kind of. Do you want to do it, guys? Because we don't have to do it. I'm going to skip it if there is no. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, so I will invite you to just like, I'm going to guide you and I'm going to talk to you so we don't have to watch the screen. Maybe it's going to be easier. I'm also going to close my eyes, okay? So it's, or maybe not, I don't know, but it's going to be easier for you if you close. So just close your eyes, take a very calm breath, maybe a bit bigger one. You don't have to do anything specific. And I just want you to take another breath and just like kind of feel when the breath is expanding your lungs, and now just make an exhale and then just feel your weight on the chair or on the sofa or whatever, and just like kind of try, if you can, try to just drop into the place when you are, like you would remember now that you are in the body. Wow, amazing. Like who would guess that you, even though you were talking, you were listening and you were somewhere else, now you are in your body. Okay. And now I want you to imagine, however it happened, just try to like let it just appear uh, in front of you, your FOMO. Okay, so however you imagine your fear of missing out, uh, just imagine this as a character, person, a thing, doesn't matter. Just like let it show up. and just like slowly see that it's just getting some shape and getting some details. And you might be surprised. It might be something really weird, but just like let it happen, okay? Imagine this like person, character, whatever, that has all this feeling of I need to do it now. This is like so important, okay? Like let's FOMO in. Let's just go in. Like this is the best idea ever. You will never have any sort of possibilities, opportunity of your life. Like imagine this sort of character, and just with this sort of gentle, maybe with a bit of humor, if it's really weird, just like look at it and see how it feels, if it's nervous, if it moves a lot, or if it's very stable. Check how it, what it's built of. And I would like you to ask this character, like firstly you can ask it like, do you want to talk to me, even like thank you for showing up. It's pretty nice that you showed up, but do you want to talk with me? And see if it's interested in talking. If not, that's okay. Maybe just show you like fuck off. But if it's open to talk, could you ask one question like, what are you actually protecting me from? Just just ask this character, whatever it is, like, what do you try to protect me from? I know you are here because of something. Like, what do you think is dangerous here for me? Like, thank you. I know you are here to do something that you think is useful. So what are you trying to protect me from? That's it. And just listen to the answer. If there is any, an answer can come with also feeling or color or words, doesn't matter. That's that. And now with this answer, just remember that you are sitting, just drop back to your body, feel your own weight, just take another breath, and just open your eyes. So this was very, very quick meditation, but I'm very curious if anyone saw any character. I know that some of those things can be really weird. So that was very relaxing. Yeah. I think he's okay. So you had, I saw a tall figure. Okay. The past coming from, yeah, sometimes when you do those like exercises, when you just imagine like weird things happen to you. I'm doing, by the way, a lot of those sort of imaginary kind of work, but I don't want to go too deep because it can be very deep work, but with the FOMO. So now I'm one, yeah. Okay, so did you get, because I don't want to make it that long as a recording, we can have a talk after recording about this, and I also don't, because so we make at the end the conversation about this, but I would like you, did anyone get response, what is FOMO protecting you from? And if you did, please text me so it's easier for me to read and we can share and I can move on and then we can have a conversation at the beginning. Did you had um any mm, any response? Failure, yeah. Can FOMO protect me from when? Yeah, it can. Yeah, of course. You can think that there is always something better, and then you chase forever. Um, yeah, that's true. Or yeah, you can have fear of loss when you choose, like when you choose anything, there is also some sort of grief, right? Because this is digressing, but when you choose something, you're losing other choices that you could use the same energy or time or money to do, right? Like things are limited, even though we don't like to think that way, but we are limited. Yeah, but this is failure. Like my FOMO it also wants me to be to protect me from being a loser, right? I don't want to be the person who was not there, right? And then I'm worse. So this sort of exercises can show you in a way that underneath there is something that makes sense. The question is like, can I actually um address this? And this is how you get rid of FOMO. Rehan, this is for you. Like, uh you can address this thing underneath. So if you become more gentle and less like sort of like this sculpture kind of robotic thing that really looks sexy and amazing, but it doesn't work. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't work long term. You see that at the like underneath there is the fear of failure, the fear of being excluded, and something like this. And I know I get really therapeutical here, but to be honest, if you address those things, you are much less influenced, really much less influenced. It's very possible that if you don't feel like a failure on a daily basis, you will see FOMO and you will be like, I don't have to be in this trade and I'm going to be worthy anyways, right? So it will ease out whatever appeared and whatever need it had or whatever it was trying to protect you from. The reason the underlying reason is really smart. The way of protecting you is not that smart. It's probably very outdated, right? Um So you're saying you shouldn't be myself and pretend to be scared all the time? Yeah, no. Why? No. If you're a calm person, good that you're a calm person. This is just who you are. I was just saying that if someone is feeling FOMO, it's not about trying to exclude it or discipline themselves out of this. And discipline can mean different things for everybody. Like one person can be really discipline in the way of like creating structure that makes me calmer, and the other person can be disciplined myself like I'm going to win a war with myself. So it's not about you or a specific person. This is talk for everybody, so I need to be more general. But generally, being gentle with yourselves and trying to accept your own emotions. And if you don't feel any emotions, this is worrying, okay? Because this sounds like dissociation is usually when you feel the most fear, like almost unhuman, like impossible to cope with fear, then you get dissociated. So this is scary if you don't feel that much. Okay. All right, so I'm so proud of you. We went to exercise. So as you can see, like FOMO is just an information. I would say even it's like sort of a thing that lives in you, and you can have different relationship with this. And as long as you just treat it as a signal and something to actually like be interested in, and not as a command to act. So it just invites awareness, and will not dictate your action anymore. So when just to wrap it up, I will just give you some outline how to deal with FOMO when you feel it, so it's easier, and then I'm going to give you some checklist. So the firstly, you need to have awareness, right? And this is going to be more Gestalt based. So you need to kind of learn how your FOMO feels, because sometimes FOMO will be like you logically telling yourself that this is the best trade ever. Sometimes it will be you like really, really excited and really happy, and then like happy trading yourself into debt. That doesn't, like, sometimes it will be like you getting anxious and just like going around your home beating yourself up. You need to learn your own FOMO. So first you need to get awareness. It can be heart rate, tension, thoughts, emotions. You need to do your work, and you need to learn how to actually ride this your meat suit body and emotion. Like, you need to be owner and carer of this kind of thing that you are. And then if it's very, very bad, if you feel almost like a gambler, it might be good idea to actually write down the thoughts and things and journal, just so you can, when you feel FOMO, you have this energy in you to do, and then doing might be writing. It's not a bad idea. It's amazing idea actually to do something, and to do something that's healthy for you. So journaling can be a good thing, or some sort of movement, anything that is doing but doesn't make this bigger, because sometimes when you are very anxious and then you go for a run, you become more anxious. So you need to figure out the way to just do something that actually calms you down. Journaling is amazing. If you write stuff, write what you feel. Doesn't matter. You don't have to think. Doesn't have to be poetic. Just write. Very often it calms it down, and it's good because it fills the space, and you are not doing the decision, and you're letting your actually, I don't remember the name of this part of the brain in English, but you are letting the part that is decision making part actually to go in, and your other nervous system part can activate, so you are smarter. You are just calming down, cooling off from the activation. So you need to pause when you feel it. Of course, you will not go to the smart action straightforward. You need to pause and feel. Okay, so I feel this sensation. Okay, so, and then you can ask yourself question: am I acting from strategy, or is it emotion? Like, what's going on? You can have this sort of like questions for yourself, like, what happens if I don't if I don't take this trade? What happens really? Like, you can use logic, because a lot of you probably are brainy. I know that you are brainy. You are traders. I know you are brainy guys. You are not good with probably body kind of thing. So You can also start with brain. What am I afraid of? Like, am I really FOMOing out or in, or FOMO buying or selling thing, or like what I'm really afraid of? So you can use mind, or you can more mind things. You can use more body things, like doing stuff. Um, I would really advise you to actually embrace the discomfort. I know everybody hates this, and everybody like, oh my god, why I don't want to feel this. But I would be really, I would advise like to use this to train yourself to tolerate some uncertainty. Like, guys, you're going to have so many situations in your life, including your relationship, your work, anything, when you will not know what's going to happen, and you will need to wait for more information. And FOMO is great moment to, instead of seeking this instant relief with this sort of action and convincing yourself and gaining control, you can actually, okay, this is one of those. Okay, I need to learn to actually stand it. Not that stand it like, the structure, like I'm going to stand it and suffer, but somehow, can I breathe for a second and just feel it? Like, I need to widen my window of tolerance, okay? So breathing, grounding, any sort of maybe meditation, listening to music, doesn't matter. Feeling it might be beneficial in the long term, because this is like training yourself to feel it. And this is, Rehan, again, what I said. Maybe you did that, like probably you did that without even knowing that you are so calm right now, that you were kind of learning to recognize, to analyze, to reframe in your brain, to feel in your body, to learn to wait for the outcome. Okay, sometimes you need to learn that, and FOMO is a great thing. It's a great place to watch everybody being on the trade you are not, and surviving this internally. Okay, this is a workout, but it's worthwhile to do that. You can also shift the scarcity to abundance mindset, and I don't want to be that coachy in here, because a lot of people are misusing that. Like, sometimes you don't have enough, and life is sometimes suffering for some people in some periods. But generally, this is not a bad idea to say, okay, let's go. There's going to be more opportunities. The market will be there tomorrow. There's going to be more. And another thing, you can say, it I will act when it will align with my plan. Okay, I don't have to act right now, and this might go into, I trust myself and I trust my plan. Okay, and I know it's tempting and it makes sense. Like, FOMO is a thing, and it wants to say me a lot of stuff. And there is like this I'm a failure kind of thing in the background. So maybe I should take a bath or hug my girlfriend or whatever. But all of these things, I know them. I'm not scared of them. I'm aware of them. And because of this, I don't have to act now, because this is not my plan, right? And I trust myself to don't be impulsive in this way. And look at this. This is some sort of this is talk with yourself that make you your own friend. You are now having actual conversation with yourself, like gentle conversation instead of fight or whatever, or calling yourself names. And my favorite thing is actually experimenting, and this is going to you will either love it or hate it, but I'm really advising everybody or on experiments. So doing something else that you always did, like, what if the next amazing trade everybody wants, you can deliberately skip? Wild, who would think about it? But the next meme, your friend is like, oh my god, look at the structure, and you are like saying, and you're like, oh my god, this is really a structure, but you are kind of not sure, like you didn't plan to trade a meme today. And then you are like sort of boom, and it exploding, and you're like, oh my god, I need to enter. And then you go like, no, 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 this time I'm doing something else. Imagine this. Okay, so and in this way you can actually experiment and see what you feel like, and then you are okay, now this is a conversation with my FOMO. I'm here like journaling, and I'm going like, oh, this is shit, this is the worst idea ever. But believe me, if you do so, you will be so proud that you made this experiment, and probably something will shift. I'm not saying you will be healed from FOMO. This is impossible, but you will be, something will change, just simply because of neuroplasticity, or however you want to call it. If you're more brainy or more sort of experiential, you just change the path, which is it's widening your possibility of just using different strategies, which is always better. This is the healthy person who can use different strategies and choose. Okay, so Yeah, and about discipline, I do think, and Rehan, thank you for this, like discipline is the word that I'm a bit conscious about, but this the reason is that we are in specific group, we are in the group of traders. It's very masculine group as well. I don't mind it, but there is a lot in the culture about the discipline, about this sort of. You can even say, you can even see how many stoic. I like stoicism as a philosophy, but it like the pop version of it is very distorted. I was studying philosophy, so the discipline uh that is in pop culture is saying stuff like, emotions take so much energy, or they are like wasteful or whatever. And this is a dangerous kind of talk, because it it takes our natural responses that are really important, and it kind of encourage you to train yourself to be disconnected. And being disconnected from yourself will actually it will slowly destroy your ability to feel the things that you need, like your needs. you know it's like you can discipline yourself to diet and eat on certain hours and certain amount of calories, and then you can actually think that this is not worth to have interesting meals. They don't have to be that pleasurable, and then you can become this sort of machine. But firstly, your suppression of things will sooner or later pop up, and you will see yourself making impulsive buys, or you will make fights with someone because you need some gentleness. So the control in one place will probably make you less controlling in the another place. And the other thing that you are missing, very important thing, which is like simple, spontaneous kind of happy, not bothered decisions. So this sort of like and you will stop feeling hunger as well, because you will train your body that if it feels hunger, this is not the time to eat. You are telling your body where to eat, and not feeling hunger is an issue, and it takes a lot of time. And you can ask people who has some eating disorders how hard it is to feel the hunger again in the healthy way, not like when you start feeling it, you feel and you just like binge, right? So so this is the discipline word I'm a bit worried about. That's why I'm very conscious about saying this, especially in the surroundings like this one, that are very like success driven, goal oriented, very sort of we want to be like almost hyperhumans. But general discipline is nice. So if you mean what I mean, and I think you do, which is like this sort of making some sort of what the hell is this is the light I have. I'm a filmmaker as well, so I have different weird lights in my house. Anyway, so if it's about the discipline that is more, I have a structure that is supporting me, not the structure that's suppressing me, then it's lovely. Okay. So, in conclusion, before we can talk about anything, if you really want, and maybe we can then add if you want to just chit chat with me. I have much more time today than I had last time. FOMO is not your enemy. Obviously, it's just a message. It can be understood. It can be integrated. It can tell you about the market. It can tell you about your needs. It can it's beautiful. Like, oh, like fuck off. Like, leave the FOMO alone. Like, seriously, don't, like, when someone is saying to you, why I felt FOMO, you don't say don't feel FOMO. Like, you were a loser. Like, this now it's getting weird. Like, who are you to say that? You feel FOMO as well. So just like, FOMO is just a thing, just an information. And recognizing and managing FOMO, it will make you make better decision. It will make you, and working, like I said, experimenting, all these things, it will make you more emotionally balanced. Who wouldn't like that? If you get a more emotionally balanced, you are emotionally balanced everywhere. So that's cool. And basically, traders that will just cultivate the self-awareness, they do get an edge. Okay, you will totally get an edge over those people who are controlled by emotions, and you will be able maybe to provide one day and teach people. But at the very beginning, you will just be like, you will just be able to don't go with the herd, which is like a thing, right? And at the end, I would like to say that I do think that one of the best things. Now I'm going to have a sip. Okay. Mm. the best things about the places like this, but it doesn't have to be like this general. Like when you feel any sort of like shame, FOMO, whatever, like talking to people and group and support that we are, as we were mentioning, like we have fear of people, right? But like dealing with this fear of people and sharing this stuff, guys, it's a game changer. No joke. Like when you feel FOMO and you are activated and you feel you need to do something, imagine before like buying the shit or selling the shit or whatever, you could actually talk here to people. Like, oh my God, I'm FOMOing it. And my dream, like my personal dream, would be that our channel and our group, or hopefully if you have other group that already knows this, is educated enough so they don't do this like, no, don't feel FOMO, oh shit, you're stupid, but they're like, oh my God, I feel FOMO as well. And then you can joke about FOMO or do whatever, but you just look at this like about the, you just did something with this energy that could be labeled bad energy and wasteful energy because it's pointless. You just did something good with this because you brought this energy of actual anxiety to other person, and then other person brought their anxiety and something nice built it out of that, which is relation, which is nice, and it builds you up. Unless you are with someone that is like absolutely bonkers and they will just like say, no, 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 we need to buy it. And you will both convince yourself to buy. But I hope that with this, our talks and everything, we will be a bit more, a bit smarter here. And at least there will be third person saying, guys, chill out. Like this is the moment when you breathe, okay? And this is the moment when we talk about it and make memes. We are not foaming in, okay? So, how do you feel right now? How are you? How are you now? Was it useful for you? Was it interesting? Let me know. Yeah, you joined late. I know, I know. Yeah. It's not outside blue, it's a light behind my very educative, yeah. So do you have any I don't know if I can add you guys because I don't think I have this ability to add people. I don't have it yet on Involio. But does anyone want to, I don't know, ask question or talk about something, or you have anything to share just to like, or you want to say something about something unrelated? I'm sorry, I forgot there was this message from Rehan. Oh my God. If controlling discipline and emotions takes so much mental energy, wouldn't that mean a trader's decision maker deteriorates over time? And if that's the case, how do you ensure that the effort spent suppressing FOMO and impulsive reaction doesn't actually lead to worse performance in the long run? Um, I don't know if I didn't answer this question, but the thing is that it's like a muscle, right? Like when at the beginning when you go to the gym, you it's really hard and you are really tired after all. But it's not like going often to the gym and lifting more weights will make you weaker. And you will not deteriorate. So the same goes with like our mental capacity. If you not get out of the comfort zones, remember, I'm going to repeat it, like you go to the edge of your comfort zone and you actually do all the things I said. So you try to like stand and just like recognize what it is and just like reconsider and think and experiment until you are comfortable and then step further, because if you go out from the comfort zone, believe me, you will do stuff and then you will forget. Your brain, your mind will not integrate it, or you will re-traumatize yourself, or you will just have really bad experience. Or you will be so proud of you and you will have all this euphoria, but then you will forget. Or you will like make your capacity to risk bigger instead of capacity to make something smart. So generally, if you train, not suppressing FOMO, I'm not for suppressing FOMO, but just like deal with the things, dealing with things will be easier. And the beginning, it might be really hard, to be honest. Like at the beginning, like if you are not used to any sort of connection with yourself, it's going to be hard. But later on, it's going to be easier. Oh, I forgot. There is the FOMO work. Well, I'm going to. I did FOMO self-check pre-trade checklist for you guys. No joke, I did that. I don't know if I'm going to paste it and it's not going to glitch the hell out. No, yes, I did that. Worked. Okay, so I send it to you, and it's something that you can actually have. So before placing a trait, in the moment when you feel sort of FOMO thing, you can have the emotional awareness, you can have rational thinking, you can have mindset shift, and then you have final action. Okay. So if you want, you can just, it's in the chat, you can have it and you can print it, have it anywhere. So if you are the person, and if you will never feel the FOMO, good for you, but you can also have it in case you feel the FOMO. And it goes to this like, how do I feel? So you kind of get to know how does it shows up in your body. Then you will have some sort of rationale, so like from the body, from the brain, like if this trace goes wrong, will I regret, this sort of thing. Then you can have a mindset shift, so can I accept that missing this trait does not mean missing all opportunities and stuff. It's very basic, so you don't go into like, am I a failure kind of thing. I know that not everybody wants to go that deep, but you do that. And then at the end, it reminds you to take some sort of pause, so before making action. You said that you were fine before the stream, but now I feel mentally ill. I don't know why. Can you do you want to join and just say to me, because you're an amazing trader and I think you're unbelievable, and I don't know, I'm really very often inspired by you. Do you want to join? Like B or A, you have the option to add Rehan. Could you do you want to tell why? You don't have to, but yeah. Can we add Rehan because he was showing the hand? Is it possible, guys? Because for some reason I don't have this option. Um no, I cannot do this. I know if B and A are there, but I'm going to write them.
I've already added Rayan. I mean, I've sent him
And
some
didn't say.
requests.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
now he's here. Now he
yeah.
isn't here. Where is he? Ah, here he is. He can accept. Can't talk. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Never mind. He cannot talk. Right
Adam
now.
also. You cannot talk. Yeah, Adam, if you want to join, you can. Oh, so you can text me as well. But just so you know, it's going to be very general response, not for you. But very often when you are starting to kind of take a part in this meetings like this, at the beginning you're like, yeah, I have my structure, I'm so cool, except I'm FOMOing in and I'm sometimes angry with my girlfriend, and then yeah, but I have like the structure of your, like it's it's there, who you are as a person. And then this comes for like, fuck around and find out, right, kind of thing. So you sort of join the things and you get more reflective, and someone is giving another side and you are like, no, 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 your side is bad, like, because if your side can be good, it means that there is like more than one solution, and I like one solution because my solution is one solution I use, and it keeps me intact because it also allows me to be as I am and not getting through all the troubles of changes, even though it might hurt me in a way, or it might be not very healthy all the time for me. But I prefer this because the status quo and things I know are safer because I know them already. So this is kind of the thing. So sometimes some things will inspire you and this inspiration doesn't feel that good. It feels like, oh, sorry about that, but this is the danger we go in these calls. Although usually they came out good, they came out good, and I myself don't use the definition of ill and healthy. To be honest, usually, like, of course there are extreme examples, but usually the way we think ourselves as dysfunctional is actually very functional in some sort of context. And when you are removed from this context, in other context, it might be dysfunctional. So it's more like inadequate right now, or not useful right now, or the situation changed more than it was, unhealthy or stupid. Go to B Club chat and you'll know what I'm talking about, the members on the chat. Yeah, okay, so let's yeah, okay, so this is the private convo we're going to have. Okay. Yeah, what the hell am I supposed to know about half naked Joe Biden playing drums? Yeah, okay, so we have them. Okay, so if anyone want to have any question or anything about FOMO, I hope that it somehow was useful for you. I tried to make this in some sort of compact things, and yet again we did it in 1 hour, which I'm very proud of. So just don't shame your FOMO. That's kind of thing. And have you saw the checklist? I hope you did. And that's that from me. Do you have any side talk? Do you want to have like Amma ask me anything, psychotherapist kind of thing? Yeah, just you have like 1 minute to type this, and I'm going to wrap up. Yeah, we'll see if I didn't miss anyone. Yeah. And when someone is saying, "Oh, I'm so stressed, I'm so anxious," don't tell them like just chill, because it's impossible. I mean, you can say them just chill, but if they could chill, would they? Wouldn't they? Sort of. So it's just being curious about it is more helpful than just saying chill out. Like, I'm sad, so smile. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. And how, yeah, we should, this is amazing. Yeah, let's do that. Here, so if